Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome. I am Kira, a romantic ace, and tonight we are streaming Chapter 7 of Endless Summer, Book 3. I swear I know what I'm streaming. If you haven't joined me before, welcome! I drink and I cuss. If you want to play the drinking game along with me, the rules are right here on the screen. Also below the player at twitch.tv/aromanticace. If you cannot read the words in either spot, just scroll on down, click on the link underneath the player, and it'll take you to my fancy website, aromanticace.weebly.com, where you can read the most recent version of the drinking game rules in text form. And if you're on YouTube, that link is just down in the video description. Also, if you haven't joined me before, the story so far, the high points are that we can walk through time. There's an alternate version of us who manipulated an entire culture into thinking that we and our friends are gods. Evil Tony Stark has a Gundam. Oh, and he can apparently control time now because, sure, we're expected to forgive Alistair for literally betraying us all and keeping Grace as a pet because he controlled Jake's friend, but then decided he didn't want to control Jake's friend because his dad wouldn't give him what he wanted. Still working on that redemption arc. And now we're falling through a rift in time and space to God knows where. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be great. Very, very, very enjoyable. And as you can tell, my brain is not 100% here tonight, so this is going to be a good time. So, with that, the stinger for Chapter 7 is Rourke has sent you back in time. A fateful wedding is underway at Rosencraft Manor, and your actions could change history. For the better or for the worse? Let's find out! This is Act 8, Chapter 7, Where I Needed You to Be. Oh no! Error! Cannot locate target! It's almost like we're falling through time and space or something. You reach out frantically for something to grasp, but you're falling through intangible light and color. Another time rift opens below you. Through it, you're able to see a field? That's not Cortel. Where am I going? You emerge and begin plummeting toward an opulent garden party. Oh boy, this is gonna end well, I'm sure. Several of your friends are falling around you. Oh, time to improvise a landing. Craig, Alistair, the table, Craig. He's squishy. Craig lands safely in the grass below you until you drop on top of him. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I would have landed on Alistair, except I'm concerned I might have actually killed him, and that's not a very satisfying ending for him. Ow! Leave my kidneys alone, bruh. Sorry. Sorry. Guys, where are Jake and Mike? Well, the plot did not demand they be here, Sean, so I imagine they're not here. Estella stares up at the wavering rift. I saw them go in. They should have already come through by now. Oh, God! Are they still with Rourke? Oh, let's hope not, because I think Jake's gonna kill him. And I don't think that's gonna end well because evil Tony Stark has a Gundam. I think they got dragged through another one of those holes after everything went swirly. Oh God, now we have to go track him down and bring him... I said I wasn't gonna lose this boy again. What the hell? Also, Kele, I'm so sorry I've been pronouncing your name wrong this entire time. His name is Kele, not Kele. as in bet, not A as in lay. I'm so sorry. I totally thought you were from a different nation than you were. Okay. Guys? Alistair braces his hands on his knees, wincing at the pain of his burns. Yeah, I would like you to continue to be in pain forever, because if Jake has to suffer, then so do you. Then they must be in an entirely separate time period. This is all my fault. Oh my god, you fucking drama queen. No, do not make this about you. This is not about you, sir. This is about your fucking dad, and you will answer for your shit later. Right now, this shit ain't about you. Guys! I don't think that's what Diego is talking about. Zara pulls the first half of the island's heart out of her bag. Well, we still got this at least. Guys! Diego points at a man in a threadbare suit. He's staring at you and visibly shaking. Oops. We spawned within sight of the locals. Oh no. This is definitely gonna be our Doctor Who moment, isn't it? Oh, this is great. Where did you come from? Who are you? We're time travelers? Oh my god. Like, it would have been better if we'd just been like, oh, hi, I'm the Doctor. Because at this point we basically are. Time travel? Oh, please. You work for Barnaby, don't you? You're here to rough me up? People still say rough you up? Whoa, hang on. I don't know what's going on here, but... Well, you can tell your employer that I'm reporting him to the authorities! Oh no! Not the authorities! Oh dear! Whatever shall we do? With that, he turns and dashes through the entrance of a nearby hedge maze, because this is an appropriate response to the problem, I guess. Whoops. The sound of live music draws your attention. Okay. Across the garden, guests in formal attire are dancing and sipping champagne, their faces concealed behind elaborate masks. Oh, it's kind of nice. I like the veil. And random dude in a wolf mask. I don't think anyone else has spotted us yet. Hey, idiots, can we hide now? Unless you want to cause a time paradox. I mean, how do we know we're gonna create a paradox? We don't even know which time we're in. What if we're in the future? We don't know yet. Well, we could follow that man into the hedges, but we might scare him even more. Pretty much our only option right now. Everyone rushes over to the maze entrance. Electric lights twinkle among carefully tended foliage. So where or when are we? Well, judging from these light bulbs, oh bless you, Grace. Filaments like this were only produced for a few years after World War II. That would place us... okay, no, you up here with your... You're literally cutting Grace off as she's trying to explain, you jerk. That's sneering, take a drink. I have a feeling we're gonna get very drunk tonight now that Alistair's back. Well, maybe you'll get drunk. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not allowed anymore. But, yeah. Trust me when I say, yeah. Ahem. I was speaking. Good girl, Grace. We've probably arrived in the early 1920s. Okie dokie. An awkward silence hangs between Grace and Alistair. She glares at him. Good. Keep glaring. Don't. I'm really irritated that they expect me to sympathize with Alistair after everything he's done. Yes. Very astute. Yeah, cower with your tail between your legs. You're lucky Jake's not here to beat the shit out of you. Yo, we'll be older than the Endless when we finally catch up to our own time. Yeah, that's assuming we don't, die. We also still haven't determined where we are, so we don't even know if we're in the United States. If we're in, Europe or the UK, we could die in a air raid. Great! Zara rolls her eyes. Ugh, we're not gonna just wait 90 years, you dork. We're gonna die before then. Well, whatever we do, we need to find a way back to Jake and Mike. Aw, we're worried about him. It's cute. Especially if you watch my little clip on Twitch of me picking out all the times that I was yelling at Jake in the last episode, and then the one moment where I was genuinely upset. Yeah. What? What is this? Oh, hey, Varen. How's it going? You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. It's cool. It's fine. Everything's good. Varen looks down at himself in confusion. His body is shimmering eerily. Various items on his person begin to fade from view. Oh no, are everybody's clothes gonna go away or something? Are they too anachronistic? Are they gonna oh no. Varen, are you okay? Diego grasps Varen's shoulders. Please don't disappear. Please? Oh, this is a Marty McFly thing. Okay, that's what they mean. His clothes aren't disappearing, he's disappearing. Alright. Okay. No, he's okay. Not me. Objects. Made by my friends. My family, my subjects. So it is still a Marty McFly thing, but not the way I thought. Okay. He watches helplessly as the items vanish. Ooh. So literally just by being seen by one dude, we fucked up the rest of time. Cool. Tari had given me that bracelet. Siraxa that ceremonial knife. And my mother designed those tattoos. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, okay, so then if your mother is fading from existence, then shouldn't you? Or is this just saying maybe they still existed but just didn't give him those things? Because otherwise he should be gone. So it's gotta be that second one. Wait, we've seen this before. The helicopter back at Masada. It was jumping between realities because the past was in flux. Oh, I totally thought we were going to talk about Back to the Future. I had completely forgotten about the Masada helicopter. I mean, obviously not about the actual helicopter because I'm still going to die mad about Jake crashing it, but yeah, I'd forgotten that it was there but not there. It's a month. But if things given to Varen are fading away, that means... We can say the Vanti are at risk, or Varen's family is at risk. Well, it's evidently not just his family, so I'm gonna go with the Vanti are at risk. Think about it. The helicopter almost disappeared because Jake hadn't turned himself in. And Jake is conspicuously not here now. So if everything Varen has that he didn't make is disappearing, then a paradox in this timeline might be erasing the people who did make them. Which, again, I'm pointing out, if his mother designed the tattoos that are now gone, he should be gone. I'm just saying. Oh, joy, I got a point with Alistair. That can be the only conclusion, yes. Oh, I'm so sad that you're sad, Alistair. Look at me, weeping for you. Go to hell. No! My people! I must do something! Okay, well, I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but okay, buddy. He clutches at the items, chin quivering as his hands pass right through them. This would be tough. Varen. Okay, let's think for a sec. If we didn't show up here, what wouldn't have happened? Well, we wouldn't have made that man fear for his life. And he probably would have gone to that party. I don't know if it was us he was really afraid of, though. He said a name. What was it, Barnaby? Bartleby? I don't know. Grace is peeking around the hedge toward the festivities. Did anyone notice that one of the guests looked kind of like a bride? And why are they all wearing masks? Yeah, were masquerade weddings a thing in the 1920s? Did I miss that period of fashion? Because I don't remember that being a thing. Varen looks up, stunned. Masks are a sacred part of Vanti culture because they were worn by the very first of our people. And I'm remembering a clue from all the way back in book 2? 2, I think? I wonder if they're gonna reference it here. Oh my god. It's that wedding! The one in the creation myth of the Vanti! You think back to the Valley of Tombs and the carving of the masked bride and guests. Oh, that wasn't the clue I was thinking of, but okay. So it all started with a masquerade-themed wedding. Which, again, I'm questioning whether this was a thing. Alright. We should probably... Ugh! Oh, that's right. Sean suddenly gasps and grabs his thigh because he was shot last episode because Jake decided to be a hero. Sean, you literally have a bullet in your leg. Sit down so I can take it out. Because we obviously have sterile tools in our med kit. As Michelle works on Sean's wound, you notice Raj straining to reach under a hedge. Something's down here! With effort, he pulls out a weathered suitcase. Hello? What's this? Huh, looks like it was forgotten under there for a while. Craig helps bust open the rusted latches, because there's one thing Craig's good for: breaking things. Inside, lavish fabrics glitter in the soft light. Ha-ha! I think we just scored a disguise or two, dudes! Quinn inspects the contents of the suitcase. Yeah, a college student majoring in pre-med does not have the skills to remove bullets. Yeah, you're right, that is a very specialized skill set that I would... Okay, I'm actually gonna backtrack that. Now, they do state that this takes place in 2017, so this is not entirely true. However, the way my country is deciding to respond to the fact that kids keep getting killed in schools by guns is to try to train children to be field medics. So actually, if we fast forward this by about 20 years, I would not be surprised if Michelle has the skill to remove bullets. Because she would have learned it in like 6th grade. Like, that's what kind of pisses me off. Now, like I said, they establish that this is, like, we left for La Huerta in, like, June 2017. So that would not be true here. And, yeah, it's completely unreasonable. Like, what is in this med kit? Because it's probably just, like, a first aid kit, right? We never say where we got this. So, well, it might be a military pack. Maybe we got it out of the Masada Jeep. But to think that it's gonna have, like, a pair of retractors and then the proper forceps that would actually, like, get in to grip that, and then, on top of all that, be able to keep those things sterile enough to do this without causing an infection that'll just kill him later. I've seen MASH! That is my only battlefield medic experience, but I've seen that show. There are stories. Okay. Yeah, and then there's the question of who left goddamn fancy clothes in the middle of some hedge maze. It seems like somebody was, like, planning to break in, but then, like, they say it's been under there for a while. But I would believe it if it was, like, a plant for somebody to be sneaking into the wedding. Because then you could just, like, sneak in your ninja clothes and then change in the hedge maze right before you go in. I'd buy that, but not with the, like, oh, it's been under there for a while. Yeah, the plan to make children battlefield medics instead of just implementing gun control is a terrible plan. Because, yeah, we're already selling $120 bulletproof backpacks, which really says who we think is worth saving, and it's rich children. And yeah, I know that there were talks to basically teach kids how to put pressure and tie tourniquets, but it's only a matter of time before that escalates to, yeah, baby's first bullet removal. The thing is, I remember the first mass school shooting. Like, my teacher took us outside to tell us what had happened, because nothing like that had ever happened before. And I remember them starting to implement lockdown drills. I remember the first time that a kid, she was a teenager, it was, both of these happened. So the first one, Columbine, is in the state where I grew up. And then also this other shooting was basically an hour and a half south of there in a high school. And it was the first time a kid ever texted out to her family. And she ended up dying. And she had texted out, "I love you guys." And now you see kids doing that all the time. Like, that is a normal thing. Yeah, the one that I remember is Columbine. Yeah. And I remember the first lockdown drill we ever did. And I remember sitting there and thinking, this really won't save us. If somebody gets in here, we're right here, and there's nothing we can do. And I was in elementary school, and they had us do that. Now, as I got older, I got out of the public school system, and so I didn't do any more lockdown drills. Because I was in private school. And in that school, there was like 20 of us in what was basically the attic of a church, old church. And we still had a plan for if something happened. Like, the teenagers, so I graduated from that school when I was 16, and we sold the building when I was 15. So I was there, I was 13 to 14 years old while I was in that building, and all of us had a plan. The teachers didn't come up with it, we came up with it. And we had a handful of guys who, most of them weren't very big. We did have a guy who was kind of like Sean, but on a smaller scale. And so it was their job to go for the guy, and it was my job to get the little kids down the stairs, because it was a K-12 school. So yeah, it was their job to go for the gun, go for the guy, and I was to take the kids down the back stairwell and get the children out. And that wasn't even just a girl thing. It was, these guys had, at the time, literal combat experience, and I didn't, because they all had older brothers and or abusive families. And at that time, I hadn't trained in self-defense yet. So, but they did know I was scratchy and shouty and capable of getting the kids down the stairs. And if somebody was waiting at the bottom, they were gonna have to get through me, and that was gonna be one hell of a fight. So, yeah, that's the kind of shit. And that was, I had a bubble of time where, like, my early childhood was in this wonderful period between the end of the Cold War and the start of these school shootings in the United States. So I remember not being afraid to exist. I remember not having to, I don't even think I had to take my shoes off the first time I got on a plane. I don't think I did. Because I was quite young the first time I was on a plane. I was like, yeah, late. It was around the start. It was around when Columbine happened. I take that back. So, but I don't remember having to take my shoes off on a plane, and I certainly don't remember being afraid, because all of the, like the period of time where people were holding planes hostage for like money or political reasons, that was long gone. That was like the 70s and 80s. There were no major serial killers in the United States anymore. That was all the 70s and 80s. The 70s were a hell of a time in the United States. This is like the wild fucking West. And the Cold War was done, so people were relatively comfortable that there wasn't gonna be, you know, a nuclear war. I remember seeing a clip from, like, basically I walked out while my parents were watching Terminator 2, and I walked out during Sarah Connor's nightmare of the nuclear apocalypse, and being like, I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 when I saw that, and I was not supposed to see it, and so I was like, what the hell? And my parents literally had to sit down to me and explain to me what nuclear war was, because I had no frame of reference, because there was no reason to have it. And yeah, then Columbine happened, basically, and then some years after that, 9/11, and ever since, I have watched kids younger than me not know any different. Like, I teach, depending on the year, depending on basically where money is, I teach at a university. I teach labs. And there was my first or second year. I forget which semester it was, but there was like a week of active shooter scares where people just thought they saw people with guns there. But the second day, there was an active threat called in against someone on the swim team, so they shut the whole campus down. That was the idea. So everybody in the gym, of course, was on lockdown because that was where the swim team was. And I had a bunch of students messaging me, oh my god, I can't come to class because we're on lockdown. I'm like, yeah, no shit, I got the text message, no, you're not coming to class, please do not, you're not allowed to come to class. Well, I still had kids come to class because the doors on my building did not lock like they were supposed to. So I guess we were not valuable enough to keep alive, which is a whole other issue. And so, but the kids that I had in there, I was like, okay, you know, it's gonna be a chill class, right? We've only got like a third of the students we're supposed to have, so, you know, we're gonna put on some music, we're gonna keep it light. And then there was another text that came in. Somebody thought they saw somebody else with a gun in a different part of campus, and one of the kids was like, isn't that like a block away? And I was like, and they knew the doors didn't lock on the building. The doors locked on the classroom, but not on the building. And so these kids just went white with terror. And I went, okay, I'm gonna shut the door, we're gonna shut the music off, and we're just gonna keep working. And they're like, but we're supposed to get like under the table. And I was like, no, you're not. Because they're gonna have to get through me. And let me explain to you children why that's not going to happen. First of all, they have to get through the door. That's the only good thing about being in a very old building, is everything was built to, like, my building was built during the Cold War. So, yeah, you're not breaking that unless you really have some firepower behind you. It's like, first they have to get through the door, second of all, they have to get through me, and believe me when I say I literally know what to do against somebody with a gun. and they are not getting to you. But these kids did not have any period in their lives where they did not go to school with the awareness that they could die there. And, like, the panic on their faces and how much I had to talk to get them to understand that no, they were safe in my classroom and there was nothing that was going to happen to them. I shouldn't have had to do that. It's ridiculous that I had to do that, and it's mind-blowing to me that there's an entire generation of Americans now old enough to vote who do not know a different existence. Like, they don't remember not having to be scared to get on a plane. They don't remember not being scared to death to go to school. Like, it's very upsetting. So there was something that set this off. I forget what it was because it's that kind of time. But, oh, that's right. Michelle taking out bullets. 2017. It's implied these kids are 21 because most of them are drinking. They might remember a time before 9/11, but they would not remember a time before Columbine. They'd be way too young. My mental math. Yeah, exactly. That's Echo's generation in a nutshell, is not ever knowing what it was like. And yeah, I hate that an entire generation has grown up behind us that has been traumatized that way. Like, the entire fucking country has been traumatized, and it's because people won't pass laws. Because something money. Like, that's it. That's all it is. It's money. And they keep going, oh, there's nothing we wouldn't do for our children, and we go, okay, well, like, why won't you pass some laws to keep them safe? Oh, no, what we meant is we're going to invent bulletproof backpacks, and we're going to train attack dogs to go after the shooter. And I'm like, or you could just not let the shooter get the goddamn gun. Well, they're going to find a way to kill people no matter what. Yeah, but literally nothing kills as fast as something that is made to kill. So maybe we can, like, not let people get a hold of things that are made to kill. Thought. But no, art is apolitical, obviously. Anyway. Michelle still would not have these skills. If she actually legitimately does, I'm afraid to know why. But there's no reason to think that just your standard pre-med would have these skills, because they absolutely do not. I can't think of a reason why a pre-med would have these skills. So yeah. Quinn inspects the contents of the suitcase. Oh, Kira, this looks like it's your size. Try it on! Yes, let me steal clothing from the 1920s. This isn't gonna cause a paradox, but let's see what it is. Oh, it's cute! Dapper and delovely. They'll get a kick out of you. Yeah, well, let's look at it. The skin tone is not, no, skin tone's fine. The color isn't great on a white model, I'll say. It's a little too close to flesh tone. But, like, the design is kind of cute. I like it. Not enough to pay 25 diamonds for it, and I hope I'm not... I think I know where the clue is in this, and I don't think it's in the outfit. So, no, not gonna go with that. I'm not quite feeling this. I'll stick to what I have. Now, I want to see if they're gonna let me change into... They will. So we won't do that. What we will do... Is it under stylish? Probably. If that's there, then... Oh god, spoilers! Alright, there we go. This is what I was looking for. The A-list, all eyes on you, the cocktail dress that we for some reason hiked through the snow in. We're gonna wear that. Nope, we're good. I'll stick to what I have, we say in our plunging neckline white dress. Well, there's not a lot else we could wear in there. Oh well. Alright. If we can fix the paradox we created here, maybe it'll stabilize whatever's going on with that time rift. Worth a try. So, we'll pose as servants and see what we can do from behind the scenes. What? So were we gonna pose as something different if we bought the outfit? I don't know. Well, messing with the past might be asking for trouble. Oh, too late. That ship has sailed, Grace, honey. The past has been fucked with. Now we must unfuck it. And it's really hard to unfuck something that's been fucked, so this is gonna be a good time. Then we'll take every step with care. It's all we got right now. I'll wait here. I can't risk my connection to Vanti history creating any more problems. Also, you're blue, and that is not particularly common in the 1920s in the human world, outside of La Huerta. Actually, at this point, I'm not sure it's even common on La Huerta, because... yeah. We're gonna find out! I'm staying with you. Okay, you two. We'll be back as soon as we can. You walk toward the party at a steady, business-like pace to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Yep, you walk into a place and act like you know where you're going, and it's amazing what you can get away with. Your friends follow, trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible. In our, you know, totally 1920s garb. Because it was common for women to wear skinny jeans and pirate outfits back then. Definitely. At a banquet table, a waiter is carving an entire baked pig while a group of masked guests converse nearby. So he let her go? Why the Rosencrafts were keeping staff who couldn't even polish silver, who the heck knows? Oh, I have this completely wrong. Okay, hang on, let me try this again. So he let her go? Why the Rosencrafts were keeping staff who couldn't even polish silver, who the heck knows? Alright, there we go. That's better. You're telling me I have to try to do 1920s accents. Okay, alright, shit. They were unaccustomed to service, Ralston. Rosencraft Sr. knows as little about leading a household as he did about leading a family. Wow. I'm not sure he deserves this yet. Does he deserve it? Also, why would you pick an elephant mask? That is so inconvenient. Like, how do you eat and drink? A pamphlet lies in the grass near your feet. A schedule of events for the marriage of Flora Sullivan and Arthur Barnaby. It's a swell town, sweet town, Barnaby. I don't know, I haven't actually seen the movie, I just saw Wall-E. That padlock I found said that Flora loved Eugene, not Arthur. Yeah, well... the mask is his straw. I mean, sure, why not? To keep up the ruse, Alistair leads Craig, Zara, and Quinn in setting a table. Oh, for pity's sake, Craig, all of your forks are out of place. It's salad first, then entree. Oh my god, take a drink. Why do rich people need more than one fork? What's the difference? Well, okay, there are actually different shapes for different types of food, but it doesn't sound like this setting is actually that fancy. Because I'm not hearing any talk of, like, oyster forks or anything, so... One's for going in their mouths, and the others are for sticking up their... Oh! Okay then. Want to explain that again, Alistair? Just then, you hear sniffling behind. Just then, you hear sniffling near a secluded tree. You walk over to investigate. A few of your friends notice and follow you. On the other side, you discover the woman in the bridal gown you'd seen earlier. How am I to even go about this? I can't possibly... She pulls off her mask and begins to weep into her hands. Tentatively, you approach her. Oh! Who? She pauses mid-startle to look you over. For the last time, I told the staff to please leave me alone. We're not staff. You're not? Then what do you want? So we can say, we heard someone crying, or, what's going on here? What's going on here sounds awfully confrontational, and honestly, a little bit judgy. So take a drink. Okay. Anyway, what's going on here seems a little too confrontational and judgy, so I'm gonna go with, we heard someone crying. It's not in our nature to ignore the sobs of a lady, Miss Sullivan. Wow, Alistair, just... Can you not be here at all? Ever? Please? Ah, you have me at a disadvantage then. I do not know you. Oh, I'm Kira. This is Alistair, Estella, Grace, and Zara. Oh my god, please don't do anything racist. Please, 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 please. Pleasure to meet you. Flora Sullivan. Flora, we can say, nobody should be sad at their wedding. Ew! Again, judgy. Take another drink. Or, I know it's hard to face a decision like this, which, we're just gonna keep piling them on. We have gone from judgy to therapist. Take another drink. Because, as is our tradition, so to speak, Flora, I know it's hard to face a decision like this. If there's anything you want to talk about, I can at least listen. You can trust Kira. I certainly do. When faced with an impossible dilemma, one must give themselves a chance to pause and reflect. Thank you, Alistair. Was a man supposed to meet you here? Flora stares at you in astonishment. Eugene? Where is he? What do you know? Well, we kind of scared the shit out of him, so sorry about that. He's fine, but I really need to know more about what's going on if I'm gonna help. Flora considers you for a long moment. I'm not even sure where to begin. You probably wouldn't believe me anyway. Her face is very flat, I'm noticing. They didn't do a real good job showing the curvature of her actual head here. If you use the other option, everyone just calls you a jerk. Good, because they should. It's a very dickish thing to say. Good on the group for calling us out. Alternate reality us. I don't know. I don't know about that. I've been through a lot. You should ask the other versions of me how many times I've died and watched my friends die. And where my boyfriend is right now. I'm still mad at him. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to marry a man I don't love. Arthur is very practical, I'll give him that. But I suppose my heart doesn't exactly swoon for practicality. Oh, it's not like I know anything about that. I'm guessing there's someone impractical in the picture? I mean, I could just yell some people are Aro, Kira, but she's been talking about Eugene, so it's pretty clear that this is her guy. Whether or not she's Aro, this is her guy. Well... She sighs heavily and brushes away the glistening remnant of a tear from her cheek. So foolish. I should have known after Neptune Cove that he wouldn't come. Wow. He bought a ring, but it was too soon. So I tried to make it up to him at the cove, and he never... You hear a woman's voice shouting insistently over the music. Flora? Flora, where are you? I must leave. This very formal manner of speech is not meshing with the Adelaide type accent I've chosen, and I love it. Flora's gaze urgently meets yours as she refastens her mask. Please keep Eugene out of harm's way. Arthur wants him dead. Without another word, she hurries off. As you return to the party, the gentleman in the elephant mask approaches you. I don't believe I recognize you. Your sense of style is thoroughly modern, I must say. I'm Arthur. Okay. Oh, good to meet you. And, thanks? After an awkward silence, after all, we are wearing white to someone else's rehearsal dinner, you find your gaze drifting toward the imposing manor house. Quite a place, no? Thanks to the Rosencrafts' poor judgment, this entire estate was practically owned by the banks. Yeah, quack job who lived here before... I apparently do not know how Ralston works. Hang on. Quack job who lived here before thought he could enhance humankind with his little pills. Arthur's free hand clenches into a fist at his side, his arm quivering with rage. We'll not speak of him. Eugene is a fool and a miscreant. How dare he try to place himself between my beloved and I? Okay, I feel like your beloved has a say in this, Arthur, but... You know, you and your elephant trunk mask, which I'm starting to think is compensating for something I simply can't take seriously. He knows better now, don't he? I have just figured out why Jake is not in this scene. We would be killed. because Jake would keep popping his mouth off, and this guy would, I don't know, call us gangster goons or something. Like, that is why Jake is not here. Yup. Among the surrounding guests, an uncomfortable silence hangs in the air. Well, seems like everything's sorted out. I'll leave you to it. You briefly feign a smile while turning away. It's then that you see him, staring through the shrubbery. They're like trying to be dramatic, and then they use the word shrubbery. Ah, I see, it's Eugene again. When Eugene realizes that he's been spotted, he takes off at a sprint. You know, he could be Shia LaBeouf. I wouldn't... Yeah. I would say I wouldn't begrudge that casting, but I would a little bit. But, you know, face match-wise, it makes sense. No! I literally, I don't know what's going on with me. Hang on. Not again. Wait, I need to talk to you! That's all I could think of with, and then you see him in the shrubbery. Yeah. He runs back toward the hedge maze with you in close pursuit, in our cocktail dress and heels. Your friends rush after you. Wait, Eugene, wait! Flora sent me! At the sound of her name, he freezes and turns. Words are hard. Flora? Is she alright? Diego and Varen round a corner behind Eugene. He glances behind him and then at you, realizing that he's trapped. Oh no, this looks like we've pulled a, pincher maneuver. Oh no! Dude, this was not actually a plan, I'm sorry. If you're working for Barnaby, just get it over with already. Whoa, relax, okay? We don't work for anybody. We can say, no one's gonna hurt you, Flora's waiting for you, or, I know about the ring in Neptune Cove. Okay, well, I mean, I can't guarantee that nobody's gonna hurt him. I mean, we won't, but I can't guarantee nobody will. Also, I don't think Flora is waiting for him anymore because she, kind of packed up and left. But, however, I know about the ring in Neptune Cove. What? How do you know about that? She told me. Please, we're all friends here. Let's just talk about this. Which, again, we're being somebody's therapist. Take a drink. All right. That's Kira, diplomat and group counselor, all in one. Thank you for the genre savvy. Sean, take another drink. Bless you. Bless you, Sean. Literally the best person to tell your troubles to. Quinn's not wrong. A flood of emotion twists Eugene's features. He runs a trembling hand over his face. I would have given her everything. I told her as much, and she turned me away. Yeah, well, maybe you were coming on the wrong way, my guy. And then that bastard Barnaby swept in and took my everything. My home, my business. That was a really weird way to phrase that. And now Flora. She's clearly trying to protect you.
She knows what Arthur wants to do to you.
Alistair, can you literally, like, not try to help right now? Eugene, we can say, don't give up on her. Maybe you can get it all back. Or, she tried to make it up to you. Well, I mean... like, don't give up on her is basically just pretty empty, and maybe you can get it all back. Why? We're, like, trying to keep the focus on, like, things that we can do, so Eugene, she tried to make it up to you. You hand Eugene the padlock found in Neptune Cove.
What is that? No land, no sea, no one will keep us apart? She made this?
Kira, where did you get that?
I wrote a message on the back of Z's computer lock once.
Oh, that's cute.
Zara Smells is an exactly love poetry loser.
Oh, it's cute though. Like, it's bad, but it's cute.
Eugene gasps. Sobs well up in his throat.
Oh shit. Anybody got a hanky?
Oh, Flora. I had no idea. I thought she was gonna tell me never to see her again.
He turns the lock over in his hand.
It was over a year ago, though. Look at the wear on this. She may not still feel that way.
Well, don't be fooled by the wear. It's had a couple thousand years.
Listen, tomorrow's the ceremony, right? This is your last chance. You've got to be there to tell Flora how you feel. You're right, but Arthur would sooner have his man kill me than let her go.
Minor details.
We'll take care of Arthur and his goons.
Wait, what? Whoa, Sean, I don't know. They might have guns, and this is the 1920s. They might have automatic weapons with very, very large magazines. Dude, I don't think we want to be making that promise.
You just show up and do what you need to do.
Sean, do not volunteer us for this. I'm begging you.
Yes, I will be there. Thank you.
On the verge of tears, Eugene rushes past Diego and Varen and heads deeper into the maze. Where is he going? Does he live in there? Because mazes usually only have one way in and one way out. Usually, not always. So where is he going? Is he returning to his TARDIS? I don't know. It'd make as much sense as anything. Phew. Hopefully that'll do it.
We will find out tomorrow, it seems.
Yeah, if Varen's stuff isn't showing back up, I think that means we haven't done enough. I'd better go let Flora know. Yeah, Eugene being the guy from Tangled. Yeah, Eugene, especially the full name Eugene. Because, like, my grandfather was Eugene, but, like, everybody called him Gene, so it's different. But, yeah. Forever, Eugene Fitzherbert, not Eugene Rosencraft. He lives in the shrubs, that's why the clothes were there. But then, why was one of them a flapper dress that fit us? Because Eugene doesn't look like he wears our size. I'm gonna say, he looks like he's about... I don't know. Honestly, he looks like he's about 3 sizes bigger than us. We're pretty tiny. So, yeah, I do not think he would have clothes that fit us.
Maybe I'll go with you, Kira.
Diego looks to Varen, who nods permissively. Diego, honey, you didn't need his permission. Returning to the party, you find Ralston talking with Flora. It's Flora's. Alright, that could be a possibility. That Flora looks like she probably wears our size.
I think your household staff ain't dressing right.
Oh, well, I told them to wear costumes, only appropriate for the occasion. She notices you and Diego and turns quickly back to Ralston. If you'll forgive me, I should probably make another round with the guests. Okay. Okay.
Do your duty, Miss Sullivan. And remember who's watching your back.
She sends a furtive glance your direction and heads toward the tree. Well, did you find out anything? It's about time for the meds. Or did I take them already? I think I took them already. Oh no. I get tired earlier than usual. Okay. Good news. He'll be there tomorrow. Flora's eyes light up. She claps her hands together joyously. Oh, thank God! My Eugene! Kira, you've no idea how much this means to me. Well, I mean, you made a whole padlock about it, so I have a tiny bit of an idea. From her pocket, she produces a small brass key. Have you already secured accommodations for the night?
Not really.
Well, you and your friends are certainly welcome to the servants' quarters. There's also a special private wing of the manor accessible by this key. A couple of you could perhaps stay there if you don't mind sharing a bed.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I'm not gonna like this.
Oh, Kira, that sounds like an adventure Quinn would be into. Or maybe Sean.
Diego! Look, we are getting Jake back, goddammit. I'm not writing him off yet. Come on. Come on now, there's still like 5 more chapters. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, the clue is hiding here, like it did in the Elysian Lodge and in the Celestials. So, we can stay in the manor with Quinn for 20 diamonds, or with Sean for 20 diamonds, or we can head to the servants' quarters. I think I'm gonna go with Quinn. You take the key and hurry back to Quinn. Flora rises and dons her mask once more. Do enjoy yourselves. So, Quinn, care to explore a fancy manor house with me? She grabs your hand and tugs you toward the house. I'm gonna be abundantly clear, I'm not gonna start dating Quinn. So, but we are gonna go, you know, sneak around a fancy manor house together. So that's gonna be fun. Come on! They're sure to have an amazing art collection. Very true. You locate a door with a heavy lock and spring it open with Flora's key. Quinn is also very enjoyable just as a character, yes. The two of you squeeze into a grand parlor. Quinn's eyes go wide as they drink in the moonlit masterpieces. I could spend all night here. I wonder. She stops, her fists clenching by her sides. I think it's... Yeah, squeeze, how small is the grand parlor? I think it's meant as we're, like, trying to get through the door without opening it too far. So I think that's what they mean, but yeah. Quinn, what's wrong? You follow her gaze to a painting labeled Depiction of the Divine, where a familiar man dressed in Roman robes is haloed by the sun. I swear to God if it's Rourke. I swear to God. God damn it! Is that Rourke? His ego literally spans decades. It has crossed through time. Y'all. I don't just make it stop. Okay. Well, that's our clue. Painting in the manor, first of 6. Yes, it's so big it spans time and space. He didn't need the goddamn Gundam. He just needed his own brain. And we left him alive. I don't know how we would have killed him, but we left him alive. I have to continue to deal with this man. On top of everything else. And now he's apparently in... Oh god, it gets worse. In the painting, Rourke appears to be writing the 10 Commandments in relaxed cotton robes. Shall we start with first how, the 10 Commandments were written before Rome was even a thing? Or shall we start with, the robes most likely wouldn't have been made of cotton. They would have been made of, honestly, most likely linen, if he's actually writing the 10 Commandments. Possibly wool. Or should we just start with the fact that he is white? And Moses was very much not. The white supremacy is oozing. It's so bad. It's so bad, y'all. I don't even think they realize how bad this is. Like, I know that they made this to be like, this is awful, but this is way, way, way beyond awful. This is like galactic scale awful. Oh my god. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna see? Fucking Rourke. Yep. Just make it stop. I am so tired of his stupid face showing up just when I get 2 seconds to forget about him. Very fair. She groans and puts her face in her hands. You frown and curl your hands around her shoulders. It doesn't give him power, it just means he's desperate. He doesn't have people around him that he loves, so he just loves himself. Yeah, it's true. Technically, Moses didn't write the 10 Commandments. He was given them by God, so this is even worse. This is a God complex. Yep. Good point. Good point. Are you a burning bush, sir? If you are not, then fuck all the way off. And that's why we'll win. Because we have people to care about. Aww. It's sweet. Her sapphire eyes glance up to yours. Red hair tinged a soft blue in the moonlight. Is this the time to go into how red turns black in blue light? because anyone who's done theater lighting and or makeup knows that. I had to explain this to my director at one point. He wanted one of the children, one of the performers, in bright red lipstick, you know, for a production. But in order to do an, you know, like, basically sneaking down the stairs at midnight scene, he wanted to use blue light on the stage, and I went, you shouldn't do that. And he goes, why? I says, because that lipstick's gonna turn black and you're gonna end up with a goth production where you didn't want it. No, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I'm like, red literally contains no blue, so you're not gonna get any red. There's no red in the light. And he didn't believe me, and then lo and behold, on opening night, what did we have? A very goth little child on the stage, and I was standing on the other side of the stage looking at him like, did I not fucking tell you? My dude? My bro? My pal? He also had quite a complex, honestly. Not Rourke level, but he was working on it. If he'd have been rich, it would have been Rourke level. It's too late. Moment ruined, Deco. Moment ruined. So it asks, do we want to start dating Quinn, yes or no? No, sorry, sweetie. It hurts too much already. I'm too busy yelling at Jake to try to romance anybody else. So no. What should we do then, to give him the least amount of power? So even though we're not going to date her, that's interesting, we can say making out sounds nice, or graffiti that painting. I'm a terrible person, let's graffiti that painting. Are you serious? Very. Come on, there must be something we can do to improve this thing. Quinn darts over to the table on the other side of the room, rummaging around. Aha! She holds up 2 inkwells and fountain pens and giddily approaches the painting. Oh, yes! Yes! Graffiti is less terrible than trying to make out with someone you have no intention in pursuing, or no interest in pursuing. Very true. However, we are also defacing other people's property. Which, yes, is less awful than toying with the emotions of a whole entire person, much less an entire culture, and yes, I'm talking about alternate version of us. Yep. So yeah, the argument could be made that we're already better than her because we're refusing to manipulate another person and instead just destroying property. Yep. What should we do first? So we can say we should give him devil horns or add a diaper and a baby pacifier. Well, if there's anything we've learned from 3 years of Trump, it is that we start by adding a diaper and baby pacifier. Because, oh, was he pissed when Britain made that balloon. I like it. She skillfully turns Rourke into an overgrown baby. Oh my god. I kind of want them to show us. I know they won't, but I kind of want them to. Oh my god, that is too good. I think it needs a few more details. Soon, the painting is completely defaced. The original title has been crossed out and replaced with phony Stark's ego. Oh my god! Ah! This isn't Life is Strange Before the Storm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So Jake is here even when he's not here is basically what I'm reading now. Just simultaneously sweet and also disappointing. Because, like, dude, whatever. All right, let's take a look at our masterpiece. You step back and look it over, your hands blotchy with ink. What was once a vain portrait has been transformed into something much more indicative of its subject's true character. Oh, please tell me he runs across this at like an estate sale or something when he's like 20 and gets really confused. Please. I need to know this happens. Quinn dips her pen in the near-empty well and signs in bold type, "The Catalysts." Yes! Yes! I love it. Feeling better? Much. Thanks for doing this with me, Kira. I haven't laughed this much in too long. She launches into another giggle, which quickly turns into a yawn. We'll do this again soon, okay? But we should get some sleep for tomorrow. We're going to find more vain portraits of evil Tony Stark and deface them? That seems like a very specific promise, Kira. Very specific. You lift your fingers and wiggle them in front of her. And maybe wash our hands. Chuckling, the two of you head off to the bedroom and get some sleep. You get up and get ready for the day, but Quinn's already standing. Morning, sleepyhead. Ready to save the Vanti? Yes, because that's what we do now. It's Wednesday. I thought you'd never ask. You make your way down the stairs to the ballroom, Quinn by your side. The guests are still in costume, and the wedding decorations appear to have a masquerade theme. Something about this seems really familiar. Can't imagine why as I'm looking at the set. This is the same ballroom we found at the Celestial. There it is! How is that even possible? We're not in the Celestial, are we? Oh no. I don't see Eugene. Guys, we need a backup plan. What if he... A man in a lion mask walks over to you. He discreetly reveals his face. What if I... What? Okay, good. Good boy. Oh, you made it! Go get her, man. Sean points at Flora, positioned at the side of the ballroom with Ralston close behind her. Even through the mask, you see resignation in her eyes. Pretty. Eugene swallows hard. What should I say? The ceremony's about to start. Grace puts a hand on his shoulder. Just tell her how you feel. All of it, while you still can. Eugene seems to consider Grace's words. He takes a deep breath, straightens his back, and strides across the ballroom. Flora? I'm here. A hush falls over the crowd. Flora pulls off her mask. Eugene! Yeah, I'm trying to remember, Echo, if Quinn says that. Hey, Kay! How's it going? I don't remember if she says it's straight out of the 20s, but I do know that Zara finds a bottle of, I think it's champagne that's from the 20s. Because then she's like, oh my god, these people must be crazy rich. Look at how old this champagne is. So I do know we have that. But I don't remember offhand if Quinn says that about the ballroom. I would have to go back and look at the VOD to be sure. Because I did go investigate it in the first book. So.
I know that we've been through a lot. I've made my share of mistakes, but I never once stopped loving you. I'm here to ask for your hand at long last. Will you marry me, Flora?
Aww. Ralston takes a small step toward Flora, bringing something against her back. Hey, Sean, remember that thing that you promised we would do? That we are categorically not doing right now? Go do the thing, Sean. Go do it.
Don't forget our conversation, Miss Sullivan.
Oh yes, subtle! Very subtle, Ralston. So subtle, the subtlety is oozing.
She is shocked.
Oh, Eugene. It's too late. I've made up my mind. I would like to live.
You have?
Arthur clears his throat.
I thought I had the trash taken out, but it appears to have legs.
Okay. Nervous laughter comes from the crowd, who are really hoping they don't watch somebody die today. Because that is not what they signed up for.
We gotta do something. We're gonna be stuck if we don't fix this.
All we have to do is take out Ralston. Oh boy. Oh boy. Estella curls her fingers into fists and glances toward you, awaiting your permission. I say we blow stuff up and get them out of here. I got a few tricks up my sleeve.
No need. We can simply explain the evidence to the wedding guests and expose Arthur.
Estella, this is not a hit. Oh, she wants it to be, though. Ooh, she wants it to be. Alright, so we are left with a choice. We can send Estella in, let Zara create chaos, or have Alistair explain. Okay, he says expose Arthur, but as what? Like, Arthur doesn't really seem to be hiding who he is. Like, yeah, sure, people might not know that Flora is being coerced into marrying him, but, like, he's not exactly subtle about being a bad guy. So I don't know if Alistair would really help. Honestly, like, he might be an effective enough distraction, but he's not gonna change anybody's mind, and, So that leaves us with Zara or Estella. Is it terrible that I'm leaning toward letting Estella just go up and knock his block off? Because I'm really leaning toward Estella going up and knocking his block off. I am not gonna lie to you. It's probably terrible. Like, I'm kind of worried she's gonna get shot if she does, but, I also really just kind of want to let her hit him. Or should I be good and just blow shit up? I don't have a coin to flip. Echo wants me to go with Estella. Alright, first past the post then. Estella? Go knock his block off, honey. We're gonna do it. I won't fail you. That is such a weird thing to say. Just like, what did we say? Because now I need to know what we said. Were we just like, Estella, go get him? And she's like, I won't fail you. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be good. Alright, I'm excited for this, y'all. I don't know if violence is the best solution here, Kira. Hey. Lawful good gets to shut up right now, okay? Let the neutrals handle this. It's like she's your agent. That's totally what it is. Which is really ironic when you consider that's why she killed Lila. But I imagine this is even funnier if you're dating her, honestly. Estella, I choose you! I love it. This is gonna be fantastic. Sean, just turn around, avert your peaceful eyes, honey. Imagine if Jake was here. He'd be throwing a party. God. Estella inconspicuously ducks behind a long banquet table and prowls forward like a hunting cat. Oh my god, this is gonna be great. With the guests oblivious to her, she arrives behind Ralston and snaps her fist into the back of his neck. Yes! Oh, it's great, the stealth attack, and what is basically a Vulcan death pinch. I love it. I love it, Estella, you beautiful, beautiful woman. Oh, this is great. He immediately drops, sending a Derringer pistol clattering across the floor, to the surprise of absolutely no one. What the devil? Flora runs into Eugene's arms. Eugene! Yes! Yes, I will happily marry you! You are the only man I love! Aww. As their lips meet, the objects on Varen's body reappear. So I want to paint this scene for you all because they glossed right over this and I want to make sure we get the full effect. So, what we're seeing is Estella sneak up behind this guy. Literally no one else has noticed her. Everyone's watching Flora and Eugene, and maybe Arthur a little bit, right? Because he's talking and he's, I don't know, important. He's probably a Republican. I'm just saying, there's a reason he's wearing an elephant mask. Sneaks on up behind, punches this guy right square in the neck, knocks him out. He drops, like in a puddle in front of her, just collapses. There goes this pistol. Somebody's watching the pistol. Flora goes running forward, and I like to imagine that as Ralston drops, it basically just reveals Estella behind him. And so here's Arthur staring at this woman that I guess he saw last night. And I feel like she'd be pretty memorable with how we're all dressed. So just like a curtain dropping. And there she is. And what does Arthur think is happening right now? Like, if this were me, and people dressed very much not the way I've ever seen anybody dressed before came up and, like, just took out one of my goons without any apparent anything, he just dropped. Like, I don't see a gun, I don't see a knife, all I see is my muscle just collapsing to the floor. I'd be scared out of my goddamn wits. So now this very, very rich, very, very powerful man who thought he could get what he wanted literally just by threatening this woman is realizing that he's probably about to have his ass handed to him by what is probably like a 5'0" Venezuelan woman. Because I like to figure Estella's like not actually that tall. She's just very, very powerful. This is great. And she's got that scar across her eye, so she looks nice and scary too. Oh, this is joyous. I'm supposed to be happy that, you know, the Vanti are okay and Eugene and Flora get to be together, but I'm really most happy about that mental picture. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Guys, we did it!
Bang! Flora is pitched forward as a bullet tears into her side. Well, shit. Okay, Michelle. You evidently know how to deal with bullet wounds. You're up.
Flora!
Arthur glares at Flora's collapsing form through his mask. The Derringer slides from his grasp. Okay, so he had to be less than 10 feet away because the accurate range on a Derringer is literally like 15 feet. They don't aim for shit because there's like no barrel.
No one refuses me. No one!
Okay, whatever. We have a medic. Calm down. A tremor passes through the floor. Suddenly, everything begins to warp and wave as though the entire ballroom were melting away. What? Eugene gathers Flora in his arms and begins carrying her to safety, wherever that might be.
Stay with me, my darling. I'm going to bring you to some place that will help.
Yeah, we all broke the space-time continuum. And apparently Eugene is aware of this, which is interesting. The snob uses bullet. It's very effective. Yep. Asshole. Whatever. We've got a med kit and a pre-med who knows how to take out bullets. We're fine. He hurries toward a window, through which you see a grove of trees glistening with silver sap. Before you can turn to follow, a time rift tears open beside you. The clockmaker leans through, holding her hand out to you. The 20s are never gonna be the same. Come with... Oh, that's right, she's like chilled out hippie person. Come with me, quickly. You hasten through the rift as the room continues to quake and distort. One by one, your friends step onto a winding road, disused and overgrown. Oh no, this set is familiar. Oh no. No, 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 no. No. Once everyone's gathered, the clockmaker adjusts her stopwatch. The shimmering tear folds in on itself and vanishes. Well, that's that then. I'm sorry it took us so long to extract you. That particular time is rife with anomalies. I'm just glad you got to us when you did. But what happened to Flora and Eugene? And the wedding guests? Well, the first eruption of Mount Atropo caused a chronoquake that sent the wedding party far into the future. So wait, this wedding was on La Huerta? Is that what we're saying? Because how? And why? And how? Okay. Over time, and as a result of regularly consuming energy-imbued sap, they became feral. Don't like that. Nope.
What, feral? Like the vampires in I Am Legend?
The genre savvy. Take a drink. That's a close approximation, yes. I'm concerned that she gets that reference. It would take centuries before civilization reasserted itself in the form of the Vanti tribes you're familiar with.
All because of the treachery of the groom.
Pretty much.
Man, weddings are the worst.
Hold that in your mind, Craig. Hold it there. You hear footsteps approaching. Hey, he's back! Shit, this is the part I'm thinking of, isn't it? Great. I consistently forget to bring my tissue box. This is gonna be great.
Huh. Y'all went to a wedding and didn't invite me?
Well, you decided to take your queer platonic boyfriend and fall through a different rift, Jake.
Jake?
You run toward him. He grins and sweeps you up in his arms. Oh no. No.
I'm not gonna lie, you had me a little worried that time, princess.
Pushing his hair out of your face. Whoa, oh. That made no sense. Yeah, rude boy. Pushing his hair out of his face, you bring your lips to his. The two of you share a passionate kiss as he holds you tightly.
Okay. That was worth waiting for.
Okay, alright, I'm glad you're happy now. Still mad at you! Crashing the fucking helicopter. And also, I have a name.
I think I see Furball too! Furball's back? Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Please, please give me back my boy!
A blue streak races from behind Jake's legs. Yes! Okay. Okay, this is happy now. This is happy. Get Furball back.
Baby! I haven't gotten to say that in so long! Baby!
Yes, you get to put up with this now.
You get the face! You get a precious face! Oh my goodness! I've missed you!
Okay. Jake gets a couple points for bringing Furball back. I'm just saying. Yes, my voice goes up an entire octave. Yes, this is, I can't sing at this octave, but I can squeal over the fox. I absolutely can do that.
Furball! You're okay!
Furball stalks over to you, his tail swiping across your leg affectionately.
Oh, baby! You're so cute! You get the happy face! You get the happy face! Oh my goodness! And the little spots in the look at the ears! Baby!
I need something to be happy about.
The baby! Okay.
Yeah, he showed up to give Mac and I some company while we waited. What happened to you guys anyway? Where did you end up? A fairly stable period in the recent past. Once we'd extracted them, coming to Rosencraft Manor in the current time helped us more easily reach you. Well, yeah, if you can remove the spatial aspect, the temporal part is easy after that, obviously. Obviously. Furball skitters toward Quinn, who happily gathers him up. A spiky-haired anachronist pops her head out of the manor house. I think your friend needs you, Jake. Oh no. Oh no. Mike! You're gonna break my heart, aren't you? Okay, we're gonna do this. Come with me for this, princess? I don't know if I can face him alone. Yeah, right behind you. Can I change first? Can I get out of this? Can you pop up my closet for me, please? Thank you. I forget. It's under... Isn't it under unique? Blah, blah, blah. There it is. Yep. I want my pockets back, damn it. This dress did not come with pockets. Alright. Right behind you. You enter the dilapidated manor alongside Jake. The ballroom looks like the one you just fled from, only worn and tattered with decades of age. Mike rests against a back wall, cradling a cup of water in his hands. The cup is full all the way to the brim. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty fucked up. And again, I'm supposed to forgive Alistair for everything, including controlling Mike, because I deleted his programming. Thanks! You were only complicit in controlling this man as long as it served your purposes, and once it no longer served your purposes, you just wiped his brain like a fucking hard drive. And I'm supposed to forgive you, I guess. No. Absolutely not. Motherfucker. I am, believe it or not, more mad at Alistair than I am at Jake. Because I don't have to have a reason to be mad at Alistair. I want to be mad at Jake. But I don't have to be mad at Alistair. And I'm still mad at him. So, yeah. Hey, Mike. How you feeling? Mike doesn't turn, speak, or show any sign of a reaction to Jake's words. Mike? Are you in there? Jake reaches out to gently shake Mike's shoulder. The cup slips from his hands, spilling water across his legs. Mike remains motionless, staring blankly across the room. Yeah. Jake's eyes glisten with tears. His voice breaks off as he tries to find the words, but can't. Just cry. Boy, I swear to God, just cry. Just cry. Please, please, please. I'm a terrible person, but please. Don't go punch something or storm off or whatever. Just cry. Come on. Well, at least he managed not to break anything. He turns and storms out of the room, chest heaving in sorrow. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to be his therapist again, aren't I? Yep. What? Jake! Mike's head turns slightly. Grandpa? Oh no, 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 no! just give me a sec to go talk to him, okay? Well, you hurry outside to find Jake kicking apart a decayed barrel, because this is a healthy way to deal with your emotions. Ugh! This is so frustrating. Cause, like, I think they're having him be this way to try to, because they think it separates him more distinctly from Sean. But then again, like, even Sean does this shit to some degree. Like, you know, we see him slap the water when he's, you know, all mad at himself because I was supposed to save everybody. Okay, Sean, literally you can't save everybody all the time. Calm the fuck down. And, like, do they even set this type of thing up for him in the first 2 books? I don't think they really do. Like, yeah, like he puffs his chest and he does his stupid condescending nicknames, but yeah, now they're just like, oh, this is how men deal with their emotions, is by breaking things and storming out like children, and it's like, no. Can we literally just not? Please. God. And I will point out, I was right. This book came out after The Royal Romance. Which you can basically tell because music from The Royal Romance shows up in this book, and specifically in this chapter. So that means Drake had been written at this point. So that means this style of hero is what was in style at the time, and so they just made them the same person. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not really into this type of hero. Not so much with that. So this is almost, it's not quite a bait and switch because he does retain most of the characteristics, but he retains the bad ones. And that's what's really frustrating. They kind of wipe out anything that was good or nuanced, and they just default to, toxic masculinity, that's a character! Okay, that's, you know, I would prefer that not to be somebody's entire personality, but thank you. Ugh. Okay. Whatever. Jake is processing his emotions the way a man processes his emotions, by kicking apart a decayed barrel. I almost killed him. And when I thought he was dead, what did I do? I turned tail and ran like the coward I am. Okay, First of all, you didn't almost kill anybody. Okay, unless you launched those rockets, which I'm going to safely assume you did not, you didn't cause this. Lundgren caused this. This was all Lundgren's problem. You wouldn't have even been, you know, quote-unquote betraying anybody. Janine wouldn't have had anything to do if Lundgren hadn't been being evil in the first place. Second of all, I think it's reasonably safe to assume when a rocket hits an airplane that whoever else is inside is probably pretty much screwed. Third of all, how much control did you honestly have over where that ejector seat hit the ground? Probably not a lot. And finally, it's implied that, didn't it go down in, like, the Caspian Sea? Isn't that what Lundgren said? Like, they had to fish, Mike out of the water? I could be wrong, but that's coming to mind. So if that's the case, like, the wind... What were you supposed to do, Jake? What? What? Honey, what? I realize this is trauma processing is what they're showing here, but it's really hard. Because I do kind of want to just grab him and shake him and yell at him to snap out of it, which is why I would be a terrible person to have in this scenario, because I would not know what to do. I mean, I do know what to do, but I would probably do exactly the opposite. Because, yeah, I'm bad at this. However, Game Kira, we've established, is pretty much a crisis line therapist. So, let's see what she does with this.
Jake, he spoke to me. Great. Well, you want to tell him that all we did was for nothing? That everyone we know and love is dead?
I wasn't going to lead with that, no. I mean, you know, he's not my third wheel anymore, technically, but take a drink anyway.
Tell him how small of a chance we have left?
Again, wasn't gonna lead with that, no.
A heavy silence hangs in the air. Tears slide from Jake's cheeks and strike broken pieces of the barrel.
Aw, it's a pretty image.
Too bad he's being a jerk. I can't do it, Kira. I just can't. Not after everything else.
Now he first names me. No, I'm never happy. I'm never happy. Like, he can call me princess or he can call me by my name. I'm never going to be happy. I'm going to make certain of this. Yeah.
Jake suddenly freezes, glancing around the area warily. We ain't alone. Streams of green light come together in front of you, coalescing into Vanu's body. Yeah, imagine this conversation with Mike. So, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. Oh, well, everybody's dead. How about you?
I mean, honestly, to be fair, Mike was kind of dead for a while, so... Same. And just hanging out. This is its neutral expression.
Slimer, I am not in the mood for this.
Yeah, well, I think that's why it's here.
Vanu holds out a burning helmet insistently, refusing to move.
This is its happy face. So... we can accept the salvaged helmet, which means you can see where I got... By this point, when I got to here in the playthrough, I had figured out the ending. So, that's why that's already been bought. Or we can let it fade. Yeah. We're gonna do this thing, and I'm gonna be mad, and it's gonna be fun. Accept the salvaged helmet. Determinedly, you grab the helmet and thrust it in front of Jake. Take the goddamn helmet, dude. Just do it. Come on, Jake. Take it. I really feel like we should have our angry eyes on here.
Jake stares at it for a moment, memories flickering before his eyes.
It's okay, just literally process all of your trauma in 5 seconds. It's cool. I'll wait.
Finally, he reaches out. You're in a courtroom, empty except for Jake and Mike. Jake fiddles absently with the dog tags around his neck. Mike looks him over.
Yeah, this is totally how processing trauma works. Totally! Yeah. Yeah.
You're nervous. Psh, me? Nervous? Come on, kid.
You just as an untrained person thrust items that remind the person of their trauma at them. Yes, this is definitely definitely how this works. Which reminds me, I mean, technically we are still being his therapist, so take a drink. But then again, to be fair, that's what we've been doing with pretty much everybody. Because, like, Grace's ember reminded her that her mother saw her as an object, which was supposed to give her hope somehow. Sean's watch reminded him of his abusive alcoholic dad, so that was supposed to be hopeful. Diego's action figures reminded him of his homophobic father, so that was great. Has anybody's ember actually been helpful? Maybe Estella's. 'Cause, like, Theo Nicholas mentioned her mom, but it wasn't like, you know, anything really damaging. It was just like, oh yeah, you remind me of your mom kind of thing, not like, and this is how she died kind of thing. But yeah, very bad therapist wanted to sue for malpractice. Yeah. I guess Craig's ring wasn't necessarily terrible either, because that was just, his parents were gonna buy it for him for graduation. And, like, yeah, he was bummed about not getting drafted, but that wasn't, like, a particularly... The ring wasn't innately tied to that, the way that, you know, Sean's watch was tied to his dad because it was literally his dad's watch, and, you know, the butterfly box was tied to Grace's mom because it was literally given to her by her mom. And we don't really get a story behind the action figures, so I'm just assuming it's because Diego likes movies, but it doesn't seem to be like a direct tie to his dad or anything. But, you know, no, this is literally just probably the helmet either he or Mike was wearing when this happened. Or were supposed to be wearing and didn't have on while they were in the plane. Yeah. This is a different level, and it's not handled very well. None of these, except for, yeah, Estella's and Craig's, I think have been handled very well at all. Like, this is not how you give people hope. This is terrible. This is awful. Okay. Grandpa, you're nervous. Jake groans and rubs at his eyes. Hell yeah, I'm nervous. Last 5 years of my life have led up to this one moment. 5 years, you say? Okay. If this doesn't work out, Lundgren gets off free and we lose everything. You're not nervous? Nope. Just terrified. Fair. A judge enters and sits at the bench. Lundgren is led in handcuffed, his scowl more sinister than ever. I don't know why he's in the POV spot. That's kind of weird. Shouldn't this be Jake, actually? Why is Jake not in the POV slot? I just noticed that. A well-dressed attorney follows Lundgren to the defendant's stand. Your Honor, defense wishes to present another article of evidence. Oh boy. He walks a stack of papers over to the bench. The judge examines them. Trying to remember. I think Judge Harper is a woman. I think she is. Witnesses Jacob Mackenzie and Michael Darwin. According to these documents, you both purchased anti-aircraft weapons and delivered them to the Kazakhstani government. Is this correct? No, Your Honor. Mike nervously addresses the judge. His voice is barely a hoarse whisper. Those weapons were
used against us on a mission ordered by Commander Lundgren. And I guess I just accidentally filled out the wrong names on the report? Hogwash.
No, it definitely wouldn't have been convenient to have anyone's names but yours on the report. Definitely not, Lundgren. We know that you would never commit perjury. Never. Never. Lundgren fixes his icy gaze on Mike.
Smearing a decorated officer has repercussions, son. Best to think before you speak.
Yeah, best to shut your fucking face, Lundgren, and get out of the POV slot. Michael Darwin, please repeat your testimony.
What? I said,
Mike falls silent. A rivulet of sweat trickles down his forehead.
He said that the weapons we did not purchase were used on us during a mission ordered by Commander Lundgren, Your Honor. Now you listen and you listen good, Jacob. I didn't get to the rank of...
Lundgren's attorney leans over and whispers something in his ear, causing him to stop mid-sentence. Dude, you're gonna fucking incriminate yourself. Shut the fuck up. Actually, no. Keep talking. Keep talking. Very well. I think my verdict is clear. Rex Lundgren, on counts of conspiracy against the United States, perjury, and first-degree murder, we find you guilty. Because this is totally what a judge does and not the jury. The court awards you a total of 180 years in prison to be served consecutively. Years are typically served consecutively. She means that the sentence totals 180 consecutive years. It's let's see, conspiracy against the United States, we'll probably say that's 100. First degree murder is a good 60, and then perjury would be the last 20. So that's what she means, is the sentences for those are served consecutively, not that 180 years to be served consecutively. That doesn't make sense. Also, yeah, she awards the judgment, but she does not get to find anyone guilty. That is the jury's job. Yeah, maybe this is military court. Maybe. Yeah, none of this is how it works. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if maybe they're called the presiding power, the equivalent of a judge, in a JAG courtroom. I'm trying to remember if they're actually still called a judge. I never watched anything like JAG or anything, so I don't actually know. They probably are. I would think that they are, but I think the lawyers are called something different because they're not they're military lawyers. They have to be officers. So maybe the magistrates are called something else? I don't know. A panel, usually, not a jury. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're doing this for the sake of moving things along. I know they are, but I just want you all to remember this scene. 'Cause you're gonna need it in a few weeks. Without spoilers, that's as much as I'm gonna say, but you're gonna need it in a few weeks. Leaving it at that. The judge snaps his gavel down. Judge was a guy. Oops. Sorry.
I can't believe it. We did it.
Sorry, Jake's accent just totally went out the window. Sorry.
Your Honor, I served my country for 41 years. This is the thanks I get
For committing treason? Yes! Yes, this is light for committing treason. Lundgren, the judge didn't even say without the possibility of parole. You might get out for good behavior. I don't like this idea, but the judge didn't say, so we have to assume. Again, hope.
I made these boys who they are.
Okay. Jake stands and looks Lundgren in the eyes.
I didn't become who I am because of you. I became who I am in spite of you. And now you've got plenty of time to think about what a spineless piece of garbage you are.
Okay, that was a nice line, though. Not the spineless piece of garbage thing. That was actually a pretty weak insult for Jake. But we also know he respects Lundgren, so that's why. But no. Became who I am in spite of you. That was good. I'm doing well, actually. I'm doing better than I thought I would. So that's good. Oh. And one more thing. Mac, give me a light. Oh, the judge is not gonna like this. Jake takes out a Cuban cigar from his jacket. Mike tosses him a lighter. Mike, don't you dare enable him. I'm still mad about that. Now I get to be mad all over again. He's smoking again. Jacob Lucas McKenzie, you take that cigar out of your mouth right now, young man. We are not... Nope. Don't smoke, kids. Please. Please. Don't vape. I'm so mad about the vaping industry, I really am. Okay.
Sir, you can't smoke in here.
Yeah, huh?
Overruled.
Dude, you are gonna get yourself in so much trouble. Put the fucking cigar out. And I told you, didn't want that shit. God. 5 years. 5 years later. Still smoking. But oh, he's doing it to be cool and to spite somebody. Yeah, no. Nope. Jake lights the cigar, takes a long drag, and blows a smoke circle in Lundgren's face. Mike, let's go get a cheeseburger and some apple pie. I'm feeling awful patriotic all of a sudden. Okay. Remember, this was 2017. Jake feeling patriotic is actually not a very good thing. Also, this would have been incredibly unlikely to happen. I'm just gonna say. Your reality comes back into focus. Jake's hands are interlinked with yours atop the helmet.
Was that...
Oh, be careful how you answer this, Kira. Oh, finally. Fresh tears fall from Jake's eyes as he exhales a slow, ragged sigh. Finally. Just let the boy cry. Okay.
We can beat him. In the system. There's a way we can do it.
Yeah, poor Doc knows where this is going too, so we're both having a lot of problems right now. I'm threading the needle with this no spoilers tag. I'm just saying, remember this scene. That's right. True to his dramatic form, he pulls you in by the waist and kisses you slow and deep. When he breaks away, his forehead rests on yours.
Mike's sacrifice? All these years of running?
Yeah, Doc, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Also, Mike didn't sacrifice shit. It was taken from him. This was not a sacrifice. This was not his choice, Jake. I'm just saying. It could all turn out for the best, Jake. And I think someone deserves to hear that. Yeah, this feels honestly maybe more like Mike's Ember of Hope than Jake's. I'm not... Actually, that would make a lot more sense if this was Mike's instead of Jake's. Like, I don't know then what Jake's would be. I guess maybe his would be like coming home to his family or something would be kind of nice. But yeah, this feels maybe like it's a little bit more like Mike's. Because Mike was like actively tortured by this man. Mike needs to see him pay. So no, if this is Mike's Ember of Hope, that works a lot better. Thoughts? Mike is standing nervously in the manor doorway, looking you both over. Vanya must be sporting the oopsie face right now. He screwed up the embers. Yeah, that's what yeah. It makes way more sense if that's Mike's. I'm running with this theory now. Everything makes way more sense if that's Mike's. But then Lundgren was in the POV slot, so then that acts like it's Lundgren's, which is really weird. It was a really oddly formatted scene. Apart from the whole, like, this is not how the court of law works thing. Mike doesn't talk much anymore. Giving your shoulder a squeeze, Jake breaks from your side to walk up to him.
Mike, I'm sorry. I just needed a minute. So much has happened and I didn't know where to start. But now I know where it could end. And when it does, we're gonna win.
A slight smile creeps onto Mike's face. Jake pulls him into a tight hug. Yes. Yes, feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. Mike blankly accepts your apology. Probably.
Alright, kid. Let's find some beers and I'll tell you all about it.
Oh god, no. Not beer. Coke. You get to go get a pop. Not the stuff you snort, the stuff you drink. He would call it a Coke. I'm just saying.
I'll join you soon, alright, princess?
I still have a name. Take your time.
Okay. Another one gone, another one gone.
Another one bites the dust. You've collected 7 of the 11 Embers of Hope, and so help me if one of them is still Alistair's. As day turns to night, your friends finish a picnic dinner with the Anachronists.
You rode a T-Rex? Damn!
Furball sniffs at Quinn's plate and begins nipping at scraps. Baby!
So upset if we didn't get to see you again.
Because I actually thought about this. I was like, oh shit, is the, you know, song that never ends goddamn bonus scene at the end of book 2 the last time that we see Furball, and I was gonna be really upset. But no, he's back. I'm happy. I'm happy now. Still trying to be mad at Jake. They're making it pretty easy. But Furball's here. Doesn't traveling among only 2 or 3 time periods get boring for all of you? Well, I don't know if I'd call it boring. Please stop talking. I have photos of the oh god. Pleistocene era inside the manor if anyone would care to see them. Oh, heck yeah! Absolutely! You gaze out toward the moonlit cliffs before getting ready to follow everyone. A white corner peeks up over the edge. I'd like to point out, the anachronists don't seem particularly concerned about paradoxes, like, at all. Yeah, just let me take a camera back to the Pleistocene era. It's fine. Is that a sail? Running over, you hear a crack amid the water. You look down to see the Dorado. Yvonne leans out from beneath the rigging and calls out to you. Ahoy, Kira! Yvonne, you're all right! Maui, and look who I found.
I found you, you algae-covered hermit crab.
Quick, Jake, hide. Yeah. You're too emotionally vulnerable to deal with Yvonne right now, kid. Kira, grab your friends and come aboard. We must talk. Tout suite. Okay. Excuse me. You hear a surprising urgency in her tone, even from far away. Okay. I'll get everyone. You hurry toward the manor to round up the group. Hey, Mike, remember that pirate ship where you punched your friend in the chest and oh, by the way, he still has lung damage? Yeah, you wanna go get back on that? Come on, it'll be fun. A few minutes later, everyone's gathered on the deck of the Dorado. Yvonne clears her throat. Is she not gonna say anything about Mike and Kelle? Like, really? Mes amis, something foul is afoot. She points out across the sea. A flickering crimson glow runs along the horizon. Oh, joy. Damn. Promised myself I wasn't gonna stay up till sunrise anymore. Oh, honey, I bet you that's the southern horizon.
That isn't the sun, boy. Look closer.
You squint into the distance. Writhing tongues of fire are rising from the glow. The lava's getting closer. The barrier keeping this island safe must be shrinking. Cool. Hey, Mike. How much did Jake catch you up on? Did he leave out the part about the world is lava? 'Cause... surprise! Oh god, did Kelle know? Surprise! The world is there is no, it is no more. It's just us. Yeah. Cool. distance to the horizon is 1.17 times the square root of the viewer's height from sea level. In other words, not very far. Quinn gazes transfixed at the distant haze. It's the heart. The heart? What do you mean? Think about how much has happened to it. Being broken for so long, Rourke draining its power. It's no longer strong enough to maintain the time anomaly that preserves the island. So we have to join the two halves together. Soon. Okay, whoa. Estella, were you taking a nap when this dude fed the heart to Cetus? A mistake, Rue, believe me. Oh, I'm sure you do. That's why I'm offering my ship to see things made right. We must bring down the beast and tear the stone from its gut. Are you with me? No, you caused half of this, dude. I'm gonna take your ship from you and we're gonna do it ourselves. Guys, it's time to finish Cetus once and for all. Alright, that is chapter 7 complete. We found the only clue, so there wasn't something hiding with the outfit, so that's good. And the Ember of Hope. So-called. I don't think most of these have been handled very well. This is actually really frustrating. This is like what someone who has never actually dealt with depression thinks dealing with depression is like. Because spoiler alert, it's not like this. Just saying. And in Jake's case, I'm sorry, that's full-on PTSD. Which is why I am still so angry at the New Year's Eve diamond scene. I'm upset about that. And that's a big reason why. So yeah. Anyway. So we can restart the chapter or continue on. I will pick this back up next Friday. So same time, same place. Twitch.tv/aromanticace at 7 p.m. Pacific if you want to watch me live. Which you should. It's a good time. In the chat. Yelling about things that happen. You want to be here. It's good. It's good. But yeah, we'll find out if we can stop a sea monster, I guess. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We've only tried, to kill this thing with multiple explosives. So obviously a pirate ship is what we need to finish this off. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not how dealing with depression works. Because this sure shit wouldn't work on me. So, like I said, Estella's isn't bad and Craig's isn't bad. The others are all pretty awful. Like, if you look at the abridged version of last week's stream, there's literally, 5 lines that I left in from Grace's. Because the rest of it was trash that should not have been there. So, yeah. There's nothing, inherently wrong with the content of Jake's Ember scene. It's just that this is not how this works. Because Estella's... So it's interesting, though, because Estella's wasn't really asking her to process trauma. That was literally, she was feeling down about the situation that she was in, and it just showed her a happier situation, and it didn't have to do with, her mom or, you know, like anything else that had happened to her. But then Sean's asked him to deal with that, you know, to deal with his abusive alcoholic dad, whom he kicked out of the house. Grace has asked her to deal with her negging mother. And then Craig's was the other one that didn't really ask him to deal with anything except his own insecurity again, which was fine. And I thought Craig's did that pretty nicely. And then Diego's was like, "Hey, your homophobic dad will like totally be proud of you after you're successful and famous." Yeah. That's encouraging, right? No. Like if you were to show something like one of these Ember scenes to me at a low point, me in particular, it might make it worse because I would just get more and more convinced that that's not possible. It's, you know, it's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I get that this is supposed to be like, ooh, magical. So like, clearly it's actually possible, right? Like this is the point. But, again, I just want you to hold Jake's Ember scene in your mind for a few weeks, because we're going to come back to that. So yeah, not particularly pleased, but yeah, next Friday we will find out what it takes to kill a sea monster. So enjoy whatever it is you do between now and next Friday. Catch you later.